Hello, princesses, and welcome back to Not Fit for Print Beauty with me, Rebecca. The reason I look like this is I'm either super excited or super terrified. I can't quite tell the difference. We're finally going to do it. Strap yourself in. We're going to look at all of the foundations released in the past 6 months. I should say all the notable and some slightly under-notable foundation releases of the last 6 months. I am so happy to have you here. Don't forget that you can also join me over on Instagram, TikTok, and on Threads. All right, let's get started because we are very busy. This has taken weeks to compile, but I'm going to try to get through it quickly. I know you guys got places to go. I know. So let's go through it quickly. Let me start with the parameters. We did this with concealers, and I will put the concealer video right at the end of this one. You can click on the concealer video and go to it. And I did concealers for the past 6 months, and now we're going to do foundation. But the parameters here are that I had to be really strict. I kept it to 20 foundations in the past 6 months. And I started compiling this at the end of September. That is where I took my 6 months from. If it were 6 months and 1 day, 6 months and 1 week, otherwise, I would have had way too many here. So this cut out foundations like Burberry, which was like 6 months and 2 weeks. Foundations like Givenchy had one. There's been some really nice ones. Too Faced had theirs. That was like a serum foundation that's just outside of this realm. Look, I had to chop it off somewhere, or where does it end? So I really stuck hard to 6-month release dates, and therefore we have 20, maybe a few more, but 20 main ones. So let's get into it. Let me start with the fact that Hannah from Han Beauty, a fellow creator here on YouTube, she and I were talking back and forth in DMs, and she said that Paco Rabanne recalled their foundation. So she got some of the Paco Rabanne foundation. I'll let her comment below and enlighten us a little more, but she went ahead and got it and was really enjoying it. And then she said they actually emailed her that she could return it, and she didn't want to because she's enjoying it. But I guess they've had issues with it. So that technically should be on the list. I never got around to ordering it, and then now it's gone. So I don't know what's happening with that, but it would have been in the past 6 months. And I love the Rabanne line. It's for sale at Ulta now. It's great, but no foundation yet. Okay, let's get started. I have put these in kind of light or serum categories, regular foundations, typical old medium coverage foundations, and then some stick ones too. We've had quite a few are cream, All right, so let's start with our serum or serum lightweight. I am going to tell you my personal favorites in each category, and I want you guys to list your experiences down below. We are very community-centered at this channel, and so your opinions mean a lot, and I want everybody to listen to mine and look down below for yours. I think it takes a village, a makeup village, okay? But I'll also tell you my favorites. In the serum or super lightweight category, let's just start. I don't have these chronologically, but we're going to start with the Estée Lauder Futurist Skin Tint Serum. I have reviewed all of these, and I will be putting pictures of me wearing the foundation. I'll tell you what I'm wearing today in a minute, but I will be putting pictures of me wearing each of these foundations. The Estée Lauder Futurist Skin Tint Serum Foundation is $53. I picked shade 2 and 1, but I went a little too light. But there's 29 shades. This is a beautiful foundation, though my shade is too light and I have to doctor it. It is a beautiful foundation, especially the longer you wear it. The longer you wear it, the more you'll like it. Its only drawback, in my opinion, and that might not be your opinion, is that it has an SPF 20. And you're never going to get 20. You'd have to pour it all over yourself to get 20. And even if you get 10, some people say, hey, better that than nothing. True, I like to wear my own SPF. SPF tends to break me out after a few months. I don't know. So that's a troublesome ingredient for me. But I was talking with a few of you in comments, and I've always had the sneaking suspicion that SPF just happens to be a great filler ingredient, and marketing department picked it up as a marketing ploy. And I had a few people say that's actually definitively true. I am not a chemist, so if we have any sort of chemists that can weigh in on this, commercial chemists, makeup chemists, I think it's just a good filler. That's why I think it's in there. But anyway, that's its drawback. Beautiful foundation if you have long hours, very light medium coverage. Next one is a huge favorite of mine, and this is the MAC Studio Radiance Serum Powered Foundation. This one is $46. I got NW20, and it is a great match for me. And we are going to have swatches of all of these coming up towards the end. Why? Just because it's fun to see the rainbow of neutral, light and medium neutral shades. It's still a rainbow. But this one is a really good match, and it got it in NW20, but it comes in 48 shades. This one says it's got 12-hour radiance and 24-hour wear. I don't know if it has 24-hour wear. I've never really tested it that way, but it is a beautiful foundation. It is really radiant, but in a really nice way. And my viewers who have used it, who have oily complexions or oily T-zones, just powder that area, and they've been really happy with it. MAC is really known for their complexion products, and yay for them, because this is a really good one. And this and the Estee Lauder don't have any sort of fragrance. I'll tell you if they do. Okay, it's a really good one and really one of my absolute favorites. The Tarte Amazonian Clay Tinted Serum Foundation is $40. This is something they're trying on QVC. Now, not only will I put up a picture of myself wearing all these, but down below I'll also link the reviews, because I have done individual reviews of each of these in the past 6 months. I got the shade 22N. I'm usually 24N in Tarte, but it comes in 13 shades. They say it is a medium coverage natural finish, and I say, no, it's not. It's super light. And if you saw that video review, which was out not too long ago, I think this is the failed Maracuja, the tint, that Maracuja tint from Tarte, and I think they repackaged it and said it didn't work with anyone in their 20s. The Amazonian Clay is usually for people in their 40s. Let's see if they'll like it. I don't know if that's what happened, but that's what it feels like. And it's on QVC. You can get it with a brush, but use it as a primer. I did not give it a good review, and I usually love Tarte complexion products, but I also feel they're kind of trying to pull a fast one on us. I got my Coke Zero here. I'm trying to be sponsored, but I'm not. I just don't want to start coughing on you guys. Moving right along to another fantastic one. This is the Shiseido RevitalEssence Skin Glow Foundation. They say that they don't call this a serum, they say it's serum-like. I don't know why they don't want to commit to it being a serum. It is $56. I got 260 Cashmere, and it's a great shade for me. You'll see it when we swatch them. But it comes in 30 shades. The only drawback, no fragrance or anything, but it has an SPF 30. Again, I honestly feel that this is for a base for it. But also, a lot of foundations that really rely on heavy amounts of sales in the Asian market, which is a large continent and a large market, there's quite a demand for SPF to be included, so it could also make it more sellable. Okay, this is an excellent one. This one and the Estee Lauder and the MAC are three of my kind of favorite newcomer serums. It's just wonderful. Okay, now one that is underrated, and I'm sorry for it, I can't really help it. That is the bareMinerals Original Pure Serum Foundation. This is a $44 foundation. I wear it in a light neutral 2.5. It's beautiful. It comes in 20 shades. Unfortunately, it does have an SPF 20, but bareMinerals are really, they are truly noteworthy people in the beauty sphere and in the complexion sphere, and it is a beautiful foundation. I have absolutely no problems with it, and unfortunately, because it is bareMinerals and they don't have a big marketing budget, I'm just being honest with you guys, it actually accidentally becomes a little bit forgettable. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry, but it is true. I hate to say it. Another super good one is this by Bobbi Brown. This is the Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched Hydrating Skin Tint. This is a light to light medium skin tint. It's $46. I wear shade 3. There's only 18 shades, but they're very stretchy. Unfortunately, it has SPF 15. The only thing that will do less for you than SPF 20 in a foundation is SPF 15. It's light to light medium if you really build it, but I'd say light. So why did I attack the Tarte when it's kind of light and this is light? Because this is light and pretty. This is light and like the Tin Man, someone said. It's just, this is light and pretty, whether you use it as a primer or a light day foundation. It's a lovely product, this Bobbi Brown product. Another huge favorite of mine, and it is the one I'm wearing right now, so I do not have to insert a photo of this one. Hooray, because that takes a long time to get all those photos. I don't mind it, but you know, it's one less to get. This is the Hourglass Veil Hydrating Skin Tint. It is $49, a little pricey. By the way, we're gonna go over the best one for value in this, but $49. I got it in shade 8. I love the shade. It comes in 18 shades, and it is kind of a light to light medium radiant coverage. No ridiculous SPF, no scent. It's just so pretty. It's just kind of hard to get the right shade in this one. And, you know, tough to find in store. But gosh, it's a really, really pretty one. I really enjoy this. There's not a lot of it. It's pricey, but I would say this and the MAC Studio are kind of my favorite of these really light ones. But I'll tell you, I'm not going to put this one in here now because it's going to get a favorite later on. But another favorite, it's going to win something later on. This is the Danessa Yummy Skin Serum Skin Tint, Danessa Myricks, I'm sorry. As if we're all on first name basis here. This is $36 and comes in 16 shades. I got mine in shade 5. It is a radiant light foundation and it is just awesome. It's inexpensive. It's just a beautiful, I have never found anyone who doesn't like this one. I shouldn't have said that because the people who don't like it will pile up. I just think it's beautiful. I think Danessa Myricks complexion products are divine. But I would say, you guys, in my category, I'm moving across my stuff here because I've got lots of notes. In my category of these kind of lightweight, I would say Hourglass is my absolute favorite. And I'm wearing it right now. And I would say that's really followed. I do like the Estee Lauder, but I prefer the MAC and the Danessa. But it's 1, 2, 3. Hourglass, MAC, Danessa Myricks. Those are beautiful. The Shiseido's lovely. It's lovely. And there's nothing wrong with the bareMinerals. It's just that it's like, who cares about bareMinerals? That was mean. I don't mean it, bareMineral. Okay, let's talk about what I'm going to call, just for our reference here, regular old typical foundations. We're going to start with the MAC. Do you remember this one? This was released in the last 6 months. The MAC Studio Fix Everywhere All Over Face Pen. Do you guys remember this? It's $35. I got it in shade NC17, but it comes in 36 shades. It boasts 36-hour wear. It is a concealer, pen, and foundation. And when I first got it, I was really excited because it has this little plug stopper in here. You'll see if you watch the review of it. You pull it out, and then you like use this little thing, and it's like a little needle. No, don't get excited. I was excited. All it is just like a pump, but this way. It's just a gimmick. And in fact, when I went like this, it would go like, and it'll just come out. You'll see it if you watch the review. So I was kind of sad because I thought it was like this little needle-like thing where you could just like put concealer and then spread it and make it a foundation. No, it's literally like if it were a pump, but this way. And so it just goes like spluttering out. I would make a sound effect, but it would be icky. And I'm just like, oh, it's a gimmick. So, I mean, it's nice. Obviously, MAC is nice. And again, I love the serum. But this is a gimmick. It's silly. I don't like it. Rose Ink. Poor Rose Ink. So, Rose Ink Soft Light Foundation. This is $54. Comes in 31 shades. I got shade 8N. It's okay. This is a nice foundation. Is it great? No. Is it horrible? No. Is it really reliable and good? Sure. Okay, so now we have our Prada Reveal Skim Optimizing Foundation, also known as My Love. This is a fantastic foundation. Yeah, it's $54. It's Prada. And it comes in, I think it's like about 33 shades. Kind of hard to tell because even when I was getting this video together, it was finally just coming to the US. It's been a real tough one to get. I hope it comes into the stores because it's kind of tough to find a match. They have swatches online, but they're like highly doctored. It's Prada. They get to do whatever they want. We cannot say anything. But it's a little bit of a pain in the butt. So I got LN25, which is the darkest light neutral shade. And I think I needed the lightest medium neutral shade. So I needed to go like one neutral shade deeper, but I don't care. I work with it and you can't take it from me because I love it. It's perfectly medium. It's perfectly beautiful on the skin. Whereas this Estee Lauder looks okay when you first put it on. It looks fantastic 8 hours later. This one looks fantastic when you put it on and fantastic 8 hours later and fantastic. Just, it's that good. And I remember going into Chanel and I told them, psst, Prada's really good. You know, because I think places like Dior and Chanel are used to being like, ha, Hermes is trying to make makeup. Ha, ha, laugh in French, you know. And they needed to, I know Prada's Italian, but I'm just saying, you know, they laugh in French. I told them that they're on ya. They're on. I thought Prada, I was like, money grab. It's fantastic. Fantastic. So fantastic. I'm knocking over all my other foundations. It's a good one. Okay, remember I told you that the rose ink was good, and I told you that some of the, and the, I told you the bareMinerals was good. I can say the same about the Polite Society More Than a Pretty Face Skin Caring Foundation. This little guy is $42, comes in light neutral, 30 shade. I got it in light neutral is the name of the shade. Comes in 30 shades. It's perfectly pretty. It's kind of like transfer proof and stays a while. It's really nice, and I have literally no interest in it. I know people have tried it and loved it. I'm just like, oh, I don't know. This is the one from the founders of Too Faced who left Too Faced, Jared, and his partner is it Jeremy. And yeah, I mean, it's okay. It's good. Yeah. It's kind of expensive. How much did I say that was? 42? Yeah, I mean, it's good. It's not going to let you down. I can actually say the same about Glossier. Now, Glossier is having a moment here in my studio. So the Glossier Stretch Foundation, this is like a gel cream foundation that was released in the last 6 months. It's $34. It comes in 32 shades. I wear the shade called Medium 1. It's a great match. It was so boring and so reliable. It's almost like it needed a foible to make it more interesting. I'm like, this is a really good foundation. What's for dinner? You know what I mean? I just like something about it. I was like, okay. But the Prada, be still my heart. And the Prada was like, ha ha ha, laughing in Italian. And the Glossier, you know, I don't know. It's really nice. But, you know, I wore it the other day. I've been wearing these a lot in different videos to prepare for this video. And I was like, oh, actually, it's really nice. It's really nice. You know, I didn't wear it the last few times I've worn it with some of my favorite concealers. I'm not a huge fan of the Glossier Stretch Concealer. We talked about that in the concealer video. It's okay. When I wear it with another, I like it. And you guys in comments are telling me you love it. So I really ought to lay off. Okay, talk about forgettable and what a shame. Wander Beauty Nude Illusion Foundation. This is $40. I wear the shade light medium. It comes in 14 stretchy shades. It's perfectly pretty. Poor little Wander Beauty just needs a little more money to do a little more marketing. They have lovely products. Give Wander Beauty a chance if you are looking for independent makeup. And I know you're like, you just said it's forgettable. It's a shame. It shouldn't be forgettable. I like Wander Beauty and I root for them. There's just not a lot going on there. You want to know a good one that's been slept on? Is the Smashbox Always On Skin Balancing Foundation. This little guy was $45, came in 30 shades. I got the shade L20N. By the way, if you are my shade twin or you are regularly 2 shades darker, 2 shades lighter, whatever than me, I'm going to list all this in the description bar. In fact, when you look in the description bar, it'll have all of this in there. All of the links to see them, to see the video reviews I did on them, all of that will be there. And of course, the concealer video will be linked at the end. But we also in the description bar have a link, you guys, to our members only area. It's $4.99 a month, but we think there's a good value in that because we have gossipy lives every week. So you can see all of that below. Smashbox has had their day and they're not as huge anymore, but they're a really nice brand and they have always done complexion very well. And this is a very good medium, no nonsense foundation with a kind of a sexy little bottle. And it's just, it's a really nice foundation. I can't say too much more. Dior Forever Natural Nude Foundation. Now we had the Dior Forever Matte and the what was the other Dior Forever? There was like a radiant one. I think it was called Radiant, but those were much longer than 6 months. But within this 6 months, we've had the Dior Forever Natural Nude Foundation, and that is an excellent one. Whenever I'm kind of like, which foundation should I wear? I grab this one. It's that, I don't know, I just want to look nice. It's a lovely little foundation. And it is priced at, this little guy, let me look on my notes here, $55. The only problem I really have with Dior in general right now, sing it if you know it, they're really committed to this. We're sustainable, so products only last 6 months and then they will mold and you'll have to buy another $55 foundation. Why don't you buy 2? They'll both go bad in 6 months. Why don't you buy 3? You know, I feel like I'm punchy today, aren't I? I feel like that is just, you know, this is really, I don't usually pay attention to expiration dates, because that was when we all used preservatives, and it was like that Twinkie that sat around in your science class and, you know, for years, because the teacher was doing an experiment with it. Let's see. With no preservatives in it, they might not be kidding. So I want to know, you can like almost hear this ticking as it gets to 6 months. Is it going to go bad? Is it going to make me break out? I will try for science. It's a beautiful foundation. Speaking of Dior, they also redid, 6 months, their Backstage Face and Body Foundation for $43. I got it in shade 2.5N. That's kind of my Dior shade. By the way, 2.5N in this one too, but that's all listed below. And this little guy comes in 43 shades, again with the 6 months nonsense. I don't know if that's true or not. When I say time will tell, but it's like short time will tell, 6 months. There's a lot of tears. I didn't mean to trigger anybody who this was their favorite and are really sad that it's been redone. I don't really have a problem with it. I don't know why they have to redo everything. I get it. Say that they're completely dedicated to being sustainable. I don't know if I believe it. Laughs in French. Okay. Let's go to the cream foundations. What's my favorite of the, you know, just normal, typical run-of-the-mill? I mean, obviously the Prada, but you know, this Dior, I use it all the time and I'm so happy with it. Smashbox is amazing. So I would go with those 3, but let me go with Dior because I'm going to give Prada another prize. So let me just go with my favorite, bring the Dior Forever Natural Nude Foundation. I love when I always know I'm 2.5N. That's kind of my favorite there. All right, let's talk about cream foundations and stick, okay? You want a good foundation? You want a good cream foundation? You buy the Mob Blurring Ceramide Cream Foundation, $26. Before you go, wow, that's a great deal. There's not a lot of product in there. But they got 36 shades. I ordered shade 30 and 40. I used 30 as a concealer, but you could use your main shade as a concealer too, so you do save on the concealer. So I have 2 shades, but you could do just 1. This stuff is sensational. It is so good that you won't mind buying it again. And first of all, they're geniuses over at Mob Beauty. You know, like here's Dior with their craziness, with it goes bad after 6 months. Mob Beauty is making things that you could bury in the earth and it turns to dirt, like literally sustainable. And their stuff doesn't go bad after 6 months. Like Mob Beauty is what makes me give the side eye to Dior. Like I'm like, how is Mob Beauty like so sustainable that I'm surprised their office chairs don't turn to dirt after, you know, they're done using them. You get up and it returns to the earth. They're so good there. They're so good and their products are so amazing. I will never be able to say enough good things about Mob Beauty. So I just go, they last so long. Dior, you know, okay, but anyway, you want a good cream foundation. All right, a good one, but pales in comparison to Mob is the Bosma foundation stick. This is $40 and comes in 40 shades. I got shade 29. This is a perfectly lovely foundation stick. Kind of rivals that Traceless Tom Ford one. For a much cheaper price. A good little independent brand to support at Sephora. A good cream stick. Great for travel. Nothing wrong with it. I still prefer Mob. But you know who I either love or hate always for foundation products? For complexion products, I should say, Fenty. This is a good one. So I either love Fenty foundations, I love their powder foundation, or I hate Fenty foundations. The Eaze Drop, I'm like, oh, I don't like it. This Eaze Drop Blur and Tint and Smooth Tint Stick, different than the liquid. It's a really nice, reliable foundation. It's inexpensive enough, $35, got 25 shades that are real stretchy. You know how inclusive Fenty is. I wear shade 7 and it's beautiful. You just stick it all over your face, and then, you know, you could even use your hands. What a great thing to throw in your bag, for the gym, for the grocery store when you see someone you're interested in the vegetable aisle. You know, just really, really nice, portable. It's a great little product. And like I said, I'm very hit and miss with Fenty products like that. Good one. And of these cream ones, you know I'm going to go with Mauve as my favorite. This is sensational. Don't say you don't love cream foundations. Don't say it unless you try this one first. Okay, it's good. I ran through that quick. I told you we all have places to be. Those are the 20 most important, most notable foundations of the last 6 months. Now, you guys have told me, we're going to do swatches, don't worry. You guys have told me that you also want to hear about like some tried and true foundations mixed in with that. And yeah, I'm going to go back and I'm going to look at the concealers and these foundations and just pull out my favorites and then compare them to some of my favorites from the past. But I wanted to do a roundup of the most recent. 6 months is pretty recent. And there were these 20. Like I said, you know, we left out 6 months and 2 weeks and all that. So we missed Burberry and we missed a few others, Givenchy and some other good ones. Sorry. I just couldn't get them all in there. But these are that. Now, what's my favorite? I want to do, well, let me do some swatches first. Why are we doing swatches? Because it's fun. I mean, there's no other reason to do the swatches. It's just kind of fun to see it. Before I do swatches, though, could you guys, we're going to do it in 2 different lights. Could you take a look and make sure you're subscribed still? Some people have been unsubscribed, and if you're not, click that subscribe button. That helps me out. We got to get to 20,000 here. What the heck? We're lagging. We're lagging. Click that subscribe button. Okay. Let's take a look in 2 different lightings. Let's start first on my arm in studio lighting. These are all my foundations. All foundations I wear. Look at that. That's the order we actually talked about them in. Is that crazy or is that crazy? That is, those are, I'll actually tell you what they are outside. When we go outside, I'll tell you what you're actually seeing there. To go outside, before we do some favorites, let's go outside into the warm California sunshine. And we're going to start left to right. And I'm going to tell you what you're seeing. Okay, ready? Estée Lauder Futurist Skin Tint Serum Foundation, MAC Studio Radiance Serum Powered Foundation, Tarte Amazonian Clay Tinted Serum Foundation, Shiseido RevitalEssence Skin Glow, bareMinerals Original Pure Serum, Bobbi Brown Vitamin Rich Hydrating Skin Tint, Hourglass Veil Hydrating Skin Tint, Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Serum Skin Tint, MAC Studio Fix Everywhere All Over Face Pen, Rose Ink Softlight Foundation, Prada Reveal Skin Optimizing Foundation, Polite Society More Than a Pretty Face Skin Caring Foundation, Glossier Stretch Foundation, Wander Beauty Nude Illusion Foundation, Smashbox Always On Skin Balancing Foundation, Dior Forever Natural Nude, Renewed Dior Backstage Face and Body, Mauve Blurring Ceramide Cream Foundation in 2 shades, Bosma Foundation Stick, and the Fenty Eaze Drop Blur and Smooth Tint Stick in the California sunshine. And all of those can be worn by me. Some of them a smidge too light, but they can be worked with. It's amazing how many different foundation shades we could wear. Remember, there is your exact match, and then there's your preferred shade. I've been accidentally buying a little too light this summer, but I think I got a little bit too much sun. Let's do some recommendations, shall we? What is the most bang for your buck? If you're in Britain, what's the most squid for your quid? I don't know how to say it. But anyway, what is the best one that you guys can get for money? I would say the best value is the $36 Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Tint. Remember I told you that I was getting an award later? That's a really good value. The Mauve Beauty as well. That's a really good value. What's my favorite overall? I think that was quite obvious. Of all of these on the table, the Prada is my favorite. You just got to get the right shade. Followed very closely by the Hourglass that I'm wearing today. This one more medium, this one a little lighter. I don't really wear full coverage foundation, but I do get a lot of compliments when I wear full coverage foundation. So perhaps I should be taking the hint. I don't know. All right. Here's where you guys come in, because this is what makes us a community. Report down below what you guys are thinking, which one of these you have tried and what you liked and didn't like. If you disagree with me on something, go right ahead. I love the dialogue. This isn't just about me yakking. though I have yacked for a while. It's not about me, it's about us as a community. So let me know what your thoughts are. Tell me what, what you're thinking and what you like and don't like. I'm really kind of curious. And we will come back and revisit this with some of my favorites here, compared with some of my favorites from the past. Concealers too. We're going to do that on. Lots of good stuff coming up on this channel. We got more holiday releases, of course, because it's that time of year, All right, so let me know what your thoughts are. Make sure that you give this a thumbs up and share it and subscribe and all that. And I look forward to seeing you all in the next video. Bye-bye.